Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? The ticker got stuck for a minute, so I wasn't sure what was going on. Give me a smoke signal if you can hear me on here. Maybe a yes or a no? Hmm. Can you hear me? Well, I'm hoping that you can. Hello, Paranormal Witch Pixie. Welcome, everybody, to Dear Dana. I see Dear Jenny. I see Jenny M here. I see R. Patrick here. So happy to see everybody on a Saturday evening. Not paid by Monique is here. Queen Bee, oh my goodness. Some of my favorite people are here. All of my favorite people are here. Plus, hopefully, more. I want to raise a roof tonight. I want to pick up the energy, get this thing going, have some positivity in the room. Have you ever noticed, before I get my Dear Dana emblem going up, just want to put out there, I don't want to mix it with the positivity. Have you ever noticed sometimes people, if your opinion doesn't go exactly like theirs? I got a comment recently. A person will come in and make comments about what we're putting up here, and they don't ever say anything positive. I mean, it's fine to give me feedback. I'm open to hear everything. But I just found it strange that they just sort of pop in and me. And I'm like, I just find it funny that if you're not doing things exactly like they want or saying exactly what they want to hear, sometimes people kind of get upset with you. And I'm like open to hear all opinions. I love that people want to say their opinions and say what they think. I'm objective to everything. I just want to keep the place positive and not have people go after people. Like I said before, I'm not going to be everybody's taste of sugar. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be everybody's vibe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. And that is great and fine. I just don't think everybody should expect that we should be exactly like each other. That's how we learn and grow. I can say things and you can go, I never thought of that. Maybe this piece of what she said will apply to my life. But those parts I don't know about. And the same goes for me. I'm on a never-ending journey to learn. So I listen to a lot of what different people say all the time because I always want to grow. I always have the need to grow. And as much as I know about a lot of topics, I don't profess to know everything. And I'm always really hungry to learn. So I just thought I would put that out there. I don't want anybody to be just like me. No, please, no. I like knowing everybody's different. And everybody's got these crazy, wild, beautiful personalities. That's what makes the world go round. And I feel super fortunate to know most of you, really from the bottom of my heart. Especially with this pandemic that's gone on, I truly do not know what I have done. Did I say that right? I truly do not know what I would have done had I not met a lot of you. Really. And I'm grateful and I thank you. So with that being said, I'm going to do the opening and we're going to go right to the positivity and we're going to do a lot of things to raise our vibe. Let's go. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Okay, part of tonight's topic, a great huge part of it, is about a kindness a stranger has done, or what's something very kind that a stranger has done for you, and how did it affect you? And thinking about it now, whatever time has passed, how has it affected you now, or changed your life in some manner? And before I let people up, I'll tell my story. I will pump up the volume, and I'll start letting people up to share. I hope more people come to share. I'd like to make this, a common thing, a common thread, because I love hearing these kind of things. I don't know what your belief system is, but sometimes I think it's more than just a fluke, in my opinion. And when I tell you the story, maybe you will too. About probably a year or so before I lost my son, we had gone to the beach, and I had taken my mom, it was my husband, my daughter, and Noah, my daughter Eden, and we had traveled from Georgia all the way to Panama City, Florida. It's a pretty long car ride, especially when your car is weighted down. It wasn't only weighted down with regular suitcases and things. We had a lot of medical equipment with us. Well, we had a oxygen concentrator and a feeding pump pole, and then I had to take the accessories I needed to go with that. And I would just take a lot of things you would take for a baby, to be honest, because my son was still, I could still carry him. He couldn't walk, so he had to carry a wheelchair, a modified one that we could travel with. So it was just a lot. And we had a good trip. It can be stressful at times. You're going with family. And an old family friend met us, my mom's best friend, and we spent about a week there. We got ready to leave, and you know how it goes. Vacations are great, but when you've had about a week of it, and you've got kids and everything, by the time the week is done, you're pretty much ready to go home. You miss your home. So we pack up everything, we hit the road, we're in our SUV van. It's a great van. It was really roomy. Kids loved it. We had the little flip down DVD TV thing players. So we probably we probably didn't get 40 minutes out, and the van began coming to a complete stop. And I was like, OMG. And I thought, it's got to be something simple. Well, come to find out, it wasn't simple. And we ended up, of all places, it was the weekend. I want to say it was a Sunday. No, it was maybe it was a late Friday on a Saturday. I don't know. Be that as it may, we ended up in a Mayberry RFD type city where everything shut down come the weekend. We were outside of the beach. We weren't in a big city. Let me tell you, the city was like this big. I kid you not. Everything except probably the police station and the convenience store was shut down. I felt like I had walked back in time. And there was a little barbecue stand, you call it barbecue, where it's got barbecue pork, beef. They had alligator, of all things. And my mom was like flipping out. She's not a patient person. Got a little bit of a temper. She's threatening to find a bus somewhere and leave us there. And my husband was like, oh God, I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out because I don't have everything my kids need, especially my son. So you can imagine, I'm freaking out on a whole different level, on a medically urgent level, not knowing what's going to happen. And while every family member I've got, my husband, my mom, and now my daughter, is starting to sort of spin out, I felt like I had to snap it together. And then I had my son. He had temperature control problems. We had to run the air conditioning in that van. Where's the gas? Well, we had the convenience store. So all I knew to say to all of them was, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to get us home. It's going to be okay. We're going to get home before this night's done. I don't know why I said that. It just, at some point, I just said, it's going to be okay. I'm going to get us home. And I walked to the convenience store and spoke to the ladies there, and she confirmed there was nowhere we could get this thing fixed until Monday. And potentially the fire station could get us hold of some emergency oxygen if we needed it. Or we were going to have to take him to the hospital to be safe. Now, my son was the rarest of the rare. So to take him to the hospital just to be safeguarded was a no-no, unless he absolutely needed it, because he was so rare, his numbers didn't line up like our numbers. Because all they would need to do is start taking some measurements, and they would assume he was sick. And they would try to do things by the book, which would make him sicker. We knew when it was an emergency and when it wasn't. So we knew that was not, if the doctors didn't know him, the specialist, that was not going to be a good answer. So inside I was like, oh, sorry for the dogs. That was not going to be a solution. So my consciousness, my prayers, again, all I could say is, I'm going to get us home tonight. So when they said they could not find anybody to help us, I walk out of this convenience store. Sorry, I'm trying to make it shorter. And they said they knew this guy. Maybe he'd show up, maybe he wouldn't, maybe he could help us. They didn't know when. And I walk out, and as I walk out, I see this man, and he looks, he's not a bad looking man, but he looks a little rough around the edges, just a little bit. And he rides up on a motorcycle, and he has this shirt on, and I don't know how to explain it to you. Maybe it was sort of a motorcycle shirt, but when he turned around, there was a patch on the shirt, and it said Angel Saloon. And something in me went, he's the one. Like, don't understand it. But it says he's the one. Not a person, not my husband. Something in me went, he's the one. So I told him about our story. He said he might could get a, Dana, remember what the word is called. You know, they come and get your truck or your van or your car, and they put it up there. You know, I can't remember the word. I have a glitch. I can't even use Andy's words if it's one of those moments. Anyway, it's not a tow truck, but it's kind of like that, bigger. But anyway, he said that maybe his friends could help us. He came back later. We didn't think he was going to come back. When he left, I thought, ooh, maybe he wasn't the one. He came back. Said his friends couldn't help. He had not seen Noah yet. But he looked at me and he said, I'm going to take you home. And I was like, are you serious? He said, yes, I'm going to take you home. Show me to your van. I was probably 2 blocks away. I said, you realize we live just outside of Atlanta, right? We're like, it's a 7.5, 8 hour trip from where we were. He said, yeah, I'm going to take you home. I'm going to get this thing. I'm going to go find it, come back, hook up your van, and we'll just load you all up. I'm going to take you home. Well, needless to say, this man that had come up on a motorcycle, that something in me said he's the one, that had Angel's Saloon on him, packed our van up on there, put a dent in it with his body because we were trying to help him. Doesn't matter. Put us all in his tow. It wasn't a tow truck, but you know what I'm saying. Logistics. I don't know all the words. I'm trying to remember. And he drove all night long to get us home. Dropped us off, turned around, and drove back. I paid him. I couldn't let him go back and not pay him. You know, whatever I could. Because he didn't want to take it. But I paid him anyway. Things like that. Well, let's say I paid him after the fact. He wouldn't take it. I sent it to him. Things like that are rare. Who does that? What stranger meets a stranger, loads up their broken down vehicle, and drives them all night long to their home in another state, and then turns around and drives them back? Nobody I know. I mean, my brothers are sweethearts. I'm not sure they do that. I'm not sure. They have done some wonderful things, but I am not sure that would be one of them. But I would love to hear your stories. I mean, I've got other smaller stories than that, but I would really love to hear your stories. It will impact me for the rest of my life. And so I've always tried to help people in need, but that was a doozy. So when there are people that need me out and about, I will always think of that before I turn somebody away. Always. But that being said, before I bring you up, I want to pump up. See if it'll let me. Will you? Oh, that's not one. Come on, everybody. Okay, you cut me off. It was free. I want to raise the roof and raise your energy. Start raising your energy. Start resonating at a higher level. Learn how to raise your vibe. Because as we do, you start drawing more people to you with a raised vibe. You start drawing more opportunities toward you. I know I spoke to you last week, or briefly, excuse me, that everything around us, rocks, our desk, our chair, everything is made out of atoms that are constantly moving and vibrating. Everything has energy. We're made of energy. Everything. And I'm not going woo-woo. I'm going scientific. That being said, if you combine quantum physics and you combine spirituality and you combine energy, there are some pieces and parts and degrees of things that make sense. It really makes sense. So if you raise your energy, and you appreciate the things you have and you're grateful for things, I'm not saying never be depressed, never work through your feelings, never honor your emotions. You absolutely have to. You can't carry that stuff around. That's being fake and phony. But take an opportunity to, it's like self-care. Generate more energy and more vibrancy and more light, and choose to be joyful every opportunity you get. And see, try it for a week, try it for 2 weeks. See what happens. Be scientific with your own life. Scientific and thankful and grateful, and whatever your belief system is, take the pieces and parts that make sense to you and see what happens. That's all I'm saying. So, since it cut off my free music for the moment, I'm going to bring you guys up, guys and girls. So here we go. I am dropping the link, and I am inviting my beautiful friends. Let's see, I didn't see the comments. Paranormal says, please subscribe and smash that button. Oh, thank you. Aw, love you. It's awesome, and this is here to help anyone with problems. Yes, let me remind you before we go further. I don't think that I'm making it clear or people are getting the impression or the message. I am also here to use my education and my experience to offer advice. Okay? Not therapy, because I'm not with you. I'm not in your environment. I'm not at your home. But advice. You know how we have problems. Sometimes we don't want to go to our mama, our family, our friends because they're too close to the situation. Maybe they love us too much, or they can't be objective. And we think, gosh, I just wish I had somebody to go to advice for. I'm offering. So you can either send me a private message on Instagram, DM me. And if you don't want me to, I won't use your name. We can come up with a fake name, and I'll read your question on here and use a fake name, and I'll answer it. Or you can come on live with me and ask me the question. Okay? So I'm putting it out there, making the offer, and if you'd like to, you can. There you go. So anybody that wants to come up, I've dropped the link. And I'm back up here. Let's see what other questions we have. Or comments. I don't see that many. Who's on here? Has anybody is Black Lavender here? Who's here? Shan! Hello, Shan.
How's it going?
It's going good.
I can't believe I am being such a rookie. I still have the TV on. Hold on. I'm being a rookie. Rookie moves. What a rookie mistake.
Hello, Rounds. Hello, Black Lavender. Hello, Perlita.
Just for your show.
Good vibes. Woo! I need one like that.
Okay.
Hey,
Great topic.
Yeah.
Great
Thank
topic.
you.
Love it.
I want
okay,
it.
So I don't know. Good vibes. Good vibes. Get those. And dancing. Dancing produces those good vibe endorphins.
Oh, by the way, somebody needs to tell me, how do you get the music on here? Like you get it to play on your show?
That's a long conversation. We'll talk. We'll talk. Yeah, that's a real long conversation. We'll talk. Okay. Yeah. So, strangers versus non-strangers act of kindness, because so I have two stories. So I was just driving around one day, did a shoulder check, and next thing you know, I slammed into the back of somebody. They told you to shoulder check, and I did. So yeah, rear-ended the back of an F-150, totaled my car. His car barely had a dent, or his truck barely had a dent. This man who I just inconvenienced, he was on his way to work. I inconvenienced him in rush hour, drove me home. Total stranger who I just inconvenienced drove me home.
Wow.
Like, really? Like, what kind of a person does that?
And you hit his car.
On his way to work. So not only did I make him late for work by doing that, he then went out of his way to drive me home.
JC Bear popped in. I was about to let him up when you got through, and he popped out.
Bye, JC. That's us. So that's my stranger story. So that was definitely a lesson for me, because I was in my really early 20s at the time, that accidents truly are accidents. Because he could have been a raging lunatic to me for what I did. That was 100% my fault. And he was so gracious to me. He was so kind to me. And he went out of his way to make sure I got home safe. So I thought that was pretty amazing. And then my second act of kindness depends on what you consider a stranger. Hi, Tammy. Depends on what you consider a stranger. So we've all been in this YouTube game for a couple of months now. And when I was having my New Year's show, I sent out a couple of invites to some YouTubers that I watched to say, hey, I'm going to have this YouTube show on New Year's Eve. Would you guys mind popping in for 5 minutes or sending a 60-second pre-recorded video? I know it's New Year's, so you're probably busy, which is why either of those options, if you would be down to do it.
Oops.
And Busy and Jolene gave me their whole night. And I didn't know they were going to do that. And so to me, that was such a crazy act of kindness for people that really kind of are strangers. I'd only been watching them for a couple of months.
That was amazing. I remember that.
And I thought it was going to be 5 minutes, so I wasn't prepared. Had I known the questions I would ask, but I was almost like, this is going to sound so silly. I was like starstruck. I was starstruck. So I live my life because of things like starting with that car accident and starting with my childhood. I live my life by constantly doing those kind of acts of kindness. I'll buy the coffee for the person in line behind me sporadically. I'll hold doors open for me. I need to know why people don't wave when you let them in. Why do people not wave when they let you in traffic? I do those things. So I do those things all the time just so that I can spread those good vibes that you're talking about, lift that energy that you're talking about. And I wish more of us would do that.
I try to make it a point, always.
So when someone lets you in traffic, do you wave?
Yeah.
Thank you. Nobody waves to me. I'm like, okay, you're welcome.
I mean, especially if somebody's let me in. I mean, I'm stupid. I'll be going. And then when they, any way I can get their attention, I'm waving. And people are like, don't get in a wreck just because they let you in. I'm like, that's not the point.
Exactly. So those are my stories. Thank you for this topic.
I mean, I hope people will write in with some of the stories too, because I find they can be quite amazing. Like, did you hear what I said about that man drove us 500 miles?
You know what? That's all those years of all the positive, good energy that you have put out there coming back and paying off.
Well, I appreciate it, but that's just amazing that somebody would do that. Well, maybe it's not 5. I don't know how many miles it is, but
it was a long time. It was a long drive with a lot of strangers in his car.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
My mom was like, I'm not going to say the weapon, but this weapon in my purse. I'm like, you need to be quiet, lady.
Why aren't you going to say the weapon? Come on, let's tell us. Is it Texas? Are you a Texan?
No, because I just don't want to put that kind of energy out there. For one, and I don't know if it's a YouTube thing, but no. Even if it wasn't a YouTube thing, I don't want to. This is a positive night.
Just don't mess with Dana. We know that.
It's always a positive night.
That's right.
Dance, dance, dance.
Everybody dance.
So, JC Bear, you got a positive story from a random stranger?
I got
Act of kindness?
well, two positives, and one that's kind of quasi stranger. Going through the drive-through, for some reason they paid for my coffee
Oh,
coming
yeah.
through. Like literally, that it's in our Tim Hortons commercials, but that literally happened to me. They said, pay for whatever the guy wants behind me. And stupid me, I only got a coffee. I could have had the whole shelf. But no, I said they just waved me through. They gave me the coffee for free, and that's a nice way to start your day.
Oh, yeah.
I've
You know
had
what's fun is then you do it to the person behind you, and then I always ask how many people in a row have done it.
Yeah. And I've done that too.
Keep
Like
it
I
going.
said, here's $5 towards the next person or until it runs out, just to kind of pay it forward. Second one was my car had broken down. And again, this was pre-cell phones. Don't hate me. Born in the Hebrew year 5725, so you don't know my age. We had and basically the same thing. It's like, I'll give you a lift to the local station, or so forth. And it was great. Now it was only 5 or 10 minutes, but they're on their way home. They don't have to stop.
True.
And the third one wasn't a total stranger. It was an acquaintance. And it's basically, when I was laid off, I was applying for jobs in between items. And I applied the same place where she worked. And I said, in passing, hey, her husband had been laid off the same time as me. So she just said, how are you doing? I said, oh, I just applied for a job at where we work. She basically went to the hiring manager. I sent her a copy of my resume, went to the hiring manager, put it in front of her and said, you got to interview this guy. She didn't have to do that. And I ended up getting my job, and I've been there for the last almost 3 years.
Wow.
I love that.
So, and it was totally, I didn't ask her. I just said, hey, I'm applying at your place. Hopefully we'll get to work together. She basically walked up, said to the hiring manager, interview him. You won't regret it. And now I'm employed.
Maybe that's also what I said about Dana. All that good energy you've always put out, it also came back to you.
Yeah, and it was like, I was like, yes, no more on EI trying to make the mortgage, So yeah.
Jenny says, I was shown an overwhelming amount of support from complete strangers when my husband passed away and before our son was born. A stranger from the funeral staff even gave me all of the baby furniture.
Wow.
That's amazing. And Jenny looks like a bundle of light just from looking at her. I wish she would come on live more because it's not like you're not used to being on YouTube, Jenny.
Yeah, but there's probably a little 1-year-old constantly pulling at cords and cables and.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Remember that age?
I forgot. He might not be sleeping. He's getting into that. Oh, I can walk with my car. I can hold on to it and go everywhere now. Hello, Down with Jason's in here. Hello, Down with Jason. Yes, Jenny Ann is incredible.
I liked your all down with Jason today. That was nice.
Yeah.
Talking about your royalty. That was a nice live today.
Yeah, Jason's show was good.
He was so natural, wasn't he?
He's just so charismatic. I mean, he gets on there and it's just...
I'm waiting for him to do the demo with the tequila, though. Demo.
So tell us about your experience with a random stranger. The act of kindness, Tammy.
I have two.
Okay.
One is more for me, and one is more to show people how a very small thing, what you might not think. Let me start with that one. what you talk about is like what you put out to the universe, it comes back to you. At
Mm.
Christmas time, I was at Home Depot with my husband. It was crazy. It was Christmas time. You know what Christmas time's like at those places. And everybody's trying to get Christmas lights, crazy Christmas lights. And I'm sitting there with a coffee in my hand and I'm looking all over. My husband's just sitting back there just looking at me like, what are you doing? And I'm down there looking, we need these and we need these. And I said, let's grab these. And I was waiting for him to come down and pick them up and put them in. And I'm just sitting there and he's like not looking around. This young kid from nowhere, I say kid, he's probably like his mid-20s. He comes over from nowhere around my corner and he's like, ma'am, do you want me to pick these up and put these in your cart for you? He just did it. And I'm looking at my head and I'm like, he's going to come over here and show you up. And I said, absolutely, thank you so much. And like, everybody around there was looking at this kid like, are you kidding me? He didn't even wait. He just jumped in and just said, let me get this for you. Now, one, that could make me feel so old. I'm not sure how I should be taking that. But I just, you know what? That simple little thing that guy did, just helping a woman with his cart, has made me think since Christmas, like, my God, what a great, his mother would be very proud of that kid. And I felt like running after him, but I thought my husband would really be pissed off if I did that. I say thank you, but because he was cute too. So I have to say that, can you believe it's like more for us to just say just a small little token of appreciation that we can extend to everybody. You never know where that's going to go to somebody else and how it's going to make somebody else's day.
That's very good. And what about your other one?
So, you all, I have this camera and I have my phone and I have a case that I carry. Nobody knows it. It has a little secret flap that it has my credit cards, my driver's license, and things like that. So when I go somewhere to the grocery store, I just carry my phone, right? And that's all. I went to the grocery store, came home, I'm unpacking my boxes, and I'm thinking, I can't find my phone somewhere. I don't even know where my phone is. And and as I'm going around the house a little bit more and a little bit more, I'm thinking, where is my phone? And I'm saying, hey, Siri. Hey, oh, sorry, everybody. I didn't want to say that everybody's phones go off at the same. Everybody's, hey, S, where are you? Where are you? And it wasn't going off, right? So I'm thinking, oh my God, something's going on. And I had frozen food, so I had to unpack, and my brain is just in the back. All of a sudden, I hear a knock on my door, and I think, okay, this is really strange. Nobody really knocks my door. Is this Jenny? She
Hi.
Anyway, a family saw my phone on a shopping cart. I guess what I'd done when I was putting away my groceries, I put it on, where the baby sit? I must have put it right on there because they said when they were putting their cart away, they saw this phone was just sitting there on that thing. And I'm looking like, okay, how do you know where I mean, how did you get? They said, well, we opened the back and we saw your driver's license, so we thought we would just drive it over to you because, I mean, you have everything behind it. I mean, I'm about to cry. I'm looking at this man, I'm like, you mean you were at the store like miles away and you just drove to my house to come give this to me? And he said, yeah, and his wife was in the car, 2 young kids were in the truck. And I'm like, what can I give you? Can I give you, like, do you drink? I was just trying to pull things out of my house. Like, I cannot give you enough for doing what you just did, because do you know how much you saved me? I mean, I had money even in there. I mean, this was just crazy. These people did not have to do that. And to drive, to give it to me, they could just have brought it in the store. So that was my gift. I will never be so thankful enough for those people doing that for me. So that all is being shallow, but that was mine.
Wow, that is amazing.
Would you have done it?
Lucky.
Okay, so tell me, honestly, how many of you would all have done that? I don't know if I would. I have to tell you, I don't know. I would have driven. I would have taken it back in the store and left it in the store and just said, I found this out in a cart. I can't honestly say, and God strike me dead, I don't know, and I can't honestly say I'd get in a car and honestly go drive somebody. That was like something to me. It was touching to me.
I might have looked in the phone to see if there was like a, in case an ICE number. called the ICE number and said, I'm going to leave it in the store. I wouldn't have driven.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It depends on if they were in my area. I would have, because you never know if somebody's going to steal all their stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I just, stranger danger in the big city. I'm not pulling up at somebody's house and knocking on the door. Heck no.
Stranger danger.
I wouldn't have done it in the big city of Atlanta, but if it was in the suburbs, I would have.
Okay.
Hey, Jenny.
Yes, Jenny. It's so nice.
Hello. How is everybody this evening?
So happy to see you pop up.
We're good.
I couldn't believe it. As soon as you said that, Billy started falling asleep. I'm like watching him going, is he gonna wake up? But he's asleep. So I'm trying to be quiet, but I'm able to talk. I'm so excited. I'm like, he never sleeps. I wanted to say that when Pete passed away, we kind of had always just been like in our own little bubble and didn't really know, didn't have a huge friend group, but people just kind of showed up out of the woodwork. I felt really like, what do I do now? But people just kind of started showing up. And people even like raised funds to help me. Like I didn't ask for any of this stuff to happen. It just happened. And when I went to the funeral home, there was this, I think she was just this angel of a soul, and she kind of walked me through the process to help me, because I didn't know what to do. I've never been to that many funerals, let alone have to be at the head of the everybody looking at me.
Decision making.
Yeah, so she basically, and then afterwards she gave me all of the furniture for the baby room, and I didn't have anything. So it was just really overwhelming to me. And I think it totally changed my whole outlook on life, because now I'm more generous. I thought I was before, but now I just want to give back as much of that was shown to me. And I didn't ask for it. People just kind of show up when you have a need. And we're Canadian, so I go through the Tim Hortons drive-through and pay for the person behind me, and it's happened to me too. So I understand Shannon Van and JC Bear there. But I just see a lot of acts of kindness every day, and I don't understand when people don't do it. So I think the more it happens, the more it spreads, and it's like, it's just a beautiful thing. I never been so touched by people in all of my life. So
Trey's in here too. Hey, Trey.
Trey was getting her hair did today. She's got a new do. Tammy, I have to ask where you live. Do people wave when you let them in traffic?
Oh, no, they flip you off. No matter what. Yeah, people are so around here. It's crazy. I used to love driving. Driving was like where I go and I just listen to music, and it's just crazy driving around. People are just so aggravated and need to get somewhere fast, and it's not fun driving here. Do they do that in Canada?
I was about to ask JC. They're not doing that in Vancouver anymore. How about in Toronto?
You mean flipping you off during the thing? While driving?
No, the waving, when those little acts of kindness. If you let someone in traffic in your lane, you're on, you're on the QEW, or are they going to wave because you let them in?
I always get a wave. Sometimes you can't see it because the back windshield is shaded, but
or it's covered in so much snow.
Yeah. And so you'll see a hand come out very quickly in the winter, come out and just wave and say kind of like a thank you.
See, now in London, we still do it for the most part. I'd say it's about 85% do still wave in London. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Because and if they don't, I'm like, well, what's their problem? They must have been having a bad morning.
They're not from there. That's what it is. No, people.
But when I went to LA, the first thing I did was, first of all, get lost and end up in like Inglewood. It was ridiculous. But the second thing I did, we were like, don't get out of the car. The second thing we did was find the Hollywood sign and try and, just pull over. And just about 8 cars just screamed at us and were like, we are so Canadian right now. We don't even know what to do. But it quickly took, I was able to learn the traffic though, and how people drive in California. There's like 12 lanes and you just get moving and you don't get in anyone's way and you don't wave because that takes time.
That's sort of what's happening here, I guess. It makes me sad though, because those are those little gestures that I think if we could do those little acts of kindness,
Oh yeah,
those little things that would spread. I always wave.
me too.
Or even at what's another example? It's not just letting someone in. There's something else I do when I drive that I'm like, you're welcome.
Yep.
But I mean, it's all those little things. I mean, I've held open doors for women, for men. I held open an elevator door once and allowed a female coworker to exit first. And she actually turned around and thanked me. And I'm like,
Of course she did.
yeah, but I went, why are you thanking me? She goes, I haven't had that done for me in years. And I was like, what? I said, well, you don't have to thank me. That's how I was raised, right? You always hold the door. Whether it was a man or a woman, I would hold the door because I'm off to the side and let them out first, and then I go. But I was shocked. I was like, oh. I said, well, enjoy your day and see you tomorrow at work.
Look, I even hold the door open for men sometimes if their hands are full.
Oh yeah, same here. I've held open doors for UPS guys coming in with a load of stuff. And these are guys that could easily, take me and toss me up against a wall. But and they're like, oh, thanks, man.
Oh.
Like they're big, like 6'4" guys, right? And
you're welcome.
and they always thank me. I mean, it's just those little things, and I'm like,
people will remember your acts of kindness, those tiny little acts of kindness. When Pete passed away, what I heard was how he would give the dog he was a Purelator delivery driver. Oh, and he would give the dogs like a treat. Like he was just that guy. And I didn't even know this. And people just tell you those little things and those kind things that he did. That's what people remember. That's your legacy.
Oh, you always warm my heart every time you talk about him.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be sappy on a Saturday night.
Oh, no.
That's a loving thing.
Yeah.
But
That's a positive thing.
Really, those tiny little things that you don't even know you're doing and they're affecting other people on a daily basis. And you're just like, really? I had no idea. It's huge. That's what, and you don't even know. Some people don't get it. They don't get even a tiny little act of kindness.
I'm not laughing at what you're saying, Jenny. I'm laughing. I like it when you go, it's huge.
It's true. I do that. I don't know how I sound. I don't watch these things.
No, it's so cute. I'm not making fun of it in a bad way.
I know you aren't. I'm funny.
It's cute, like, I don't know how to explain it. I just love it.
Jenny is just the cutest. I just want to she's just so cute.
You just want to pinch your cheeks. Oh my God, I sound like one of my old aunts.
Yeah, my Hungarian grandparents used to pinch my cheeks. That's painful.
Well, you don't pinch them hard.
I just pretend. Because we learned from Emily D. Baker that any unwanted touching is assault. So now if you reach out to try and hug me, Dana, like we've talked about, it's assault. It's unwanted touching.
It's assault. You can't.
I just brought down the energy. No, we're laughing. Come on.
If
no more bear hugs for Shan.
You're not allowed. That's painful.
Oh, wait. She's going to get out the bowl.
Listen, lady. I don't know who you think you're talking to.
She got out the puppets. She gets these out for Billy. And then, I got to tell you a story. She gets out this random puppet and then doesn't Natalie Famtero walk away and come back with the same random puppet. And they're both just going at having their little puppet show for Billy. Like that's normal. That's not normal. Why do they both have a random puppet, guys? I found it quite
okay,
odd.
Dana, I understand because
I teach.
But why
does Natalie have the same
I'm with you on that one.
No,
you gotta ask her.
I have a bunch of puppets. Well, so does Fam.
Like, why? They kind of scare me. Not your puppets, but the ones with the faces, the people. Like, I think that's.
Wait.
Oh no!
She has
You're gonna get that one out. Girl.
Okay, this is gonna be what's coming up.
I mean, Billy loves it, but I'm sitting there going, all right, something's going on in the atmosphere.
Oh.
Look at this. That looks like Michael Jackson.
No. Listen.
Boy, Jackson.
I am Dr. Suso. I don't know who you think you are talking to, Dana, like that. It is very inconsiderate of your son.
See, she gives him life.
Accent. Where is the puppet from?
I am not from here. Do you understand that?
The puppet's using a filter. Look at those lashes.
Tina, that puppet's like you. That's your sister puppet?
It is look like Dana.
No, sister wife. It's a sister wife. Your hair. She doesn't have enough makeup on. No.
She's like, excuse me.
Oh no.
Big pop up the vibe.
JC Bear walks out of the room quietly. Dee, 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 dee.
That's a good thing. I am so misunderstood.
No,
So
there's nothing
misunderstood.
cute about that puppet. There's not a thing cute about that puppet.
We need to make her cute. Eye is in the beauty of the beholder. Is that what it's like? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I got that. How somehow I was going to get that right.
Well, I got a good eye doctor. You may give you.
Give me a couple of crayons, and I'll make that doll look really good. Just there.
Now,
we'll put some makeup lips. That's what you get. You put the lips on it.
okay, getting back to positivity.
Eden says no more puppet. That's the puppet.
How do you do?
Guys, that's the puppet I think that Natalie had. I think
You
so.
guys, she's got like Bell's palsy. Look at her mouth.
No, she's got 90s eyeshadow is what she has.
I'm a cheerleader. You never seen a cheerleader before?
Is this what you?
Hi, hello.
I like the
How do you
pom-poms.
do?
Do
You know,
you
one
need
time
her?
I came out with pom-poms. They were. Look at Dana.
It's time for some music. Hey, JC Beer, can you crank it up? Because I lost mine again.
1 second. I was prepared this time.
Woo! Thank you, because my phone goes black. And
You gotta play that cheerleader song.
Hang on.
Oh.
Oh, can I get in trouble for this?
That's why Shan's got her face like that.
Okay, Shan says no. I get in trouble for that.
Copyright is that?
We'll talk. That's that long conversation. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about
I'm
it.
with Eden. She says, "Mom, I'm so overwhelmed by the puppets. Dana Kelly, no more. And there is so much happening right now." Eden, you have read every thought in my mind. Every thought. Well, maybe almost every thought.
As long as it's not clowns, I like that. As long as it's not clowns.
Yeah, well, no, right?
Guys, why does Natalie have that puppet?
Hello,
Right,
dear
Jenny?
Bat.
I purposely picked that song because in the lyrics it says, "What I like about you," and I like you, all you ladies, and some of the gents in the picture in the chat too. So that's why I picked that song. It's by the Romantics, and yes, that's telling my age. So
No, we all know that song, and we're all different ages here. So there we
That's
go.
okay. Dana said, "Does anyone know George Michael?" I'm like, people don't know who George Michael is.
Crickets.
No, I do. Everyone knows who they, right?
Who doesn't know
Oh,
George Michael?
Because I used to have a boyfriend that looked like him, and I was like, ooh, he was so fine.
That's
Here's-
what-
Because I'm the reality TV person here for the moment, you know, unless Jason is still in the chat. Who was George Michael a godfather to in the reality TV world?
oh,
He was
dear, I don't know.
James Kennedy.
DJ James Kennedy is right. Yay, dear Dana, for the win. Bing, 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 bing.
Now, wasn't Lisa Vanderpump's husband also doing something with George Michael too?
Not that I was aware of.
No, he was just friend. No, wait.
Wasn't him that George Michael had somebody was involved with like the husband wrecked him or something? Am I wrong?
I might have
There's
missed that
another
part, but I
Jenny in
don't
the
think so.
chat.
Maybe the chat will tell us. Well,
Oh,
Dana, I'm going to go make my kids some dinner. I just had to share those 2 stories. I rear-ended someone real good, so good that he drove me home. Hey. And,
Oh, wow.
and this YouTube community has been so supportive. Everybody from Up and Adam to Busy and Jolene, and to all your, you have been supportive from the moment we first DM'd. So thank you. Because I guess we're strangers, kind of. Until we have a video chat, I kind of think people are strangers, kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree. I liked your rock and rolling in your van today, or in your car today at
Thank you. It's not a van.
Rock and rolling. When I need a little rock and roll, I know I'm going to the wrong one though. I need to go to yours. I'll drive to yours.
Right, with the disco colors, and yes, that car wash is fun.
Thanks you,
for having me, Dana.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye, Shan.
Bye.
Night.
Ciao.
I want to hear more stories from people for things that people have done for them. Strangers, kindness. Bring it to me. Nobody? Nobody in the chat wants to tell me? Hello, dear Yvette.
What happened to Tammy?
Me? Or Tam?
Yep.
Yeah, where'd Tammy go?
She
Where'd
popped
Tammy go?
off. I just don't know. I guess she told her stories and left.
So you're stuck with 2 Canadians online.
Yeah,
with
we're
you.
just really nice to everyone.
Oh, she came back. She popped back.
She heard us.
Dun, dun, dun. So we don't have any music that's not royalty free, copyright free, no get in trouble to me.
There is. You'll have to get with Shan because there is some through your studio that you can get through, and that is not copyrighted. So
I saw it. I just don't know how to make it play while I'm on here.
So can I share something? Somebody told me the other day that I think I'm going to practice, and maybe some other people will want to practice too.
Sure.
It's about all this. So one day, a man that I was talking with, I had explained a situation that I was in a grocery store, and we're all supposed to give each other space in the grocery store, especially COVID, right in the middle of it all. And this man kept getting really close to me, really like right next to me, and it made me uncomfortable. In fact, made me so comfortable, I was getting really angry about it, and I was angry at him. I was talking with one of my sort of spiritual mentors, and it was the most wonderful thing he said is that, what? Sometimes people have bad days, and that man could have very well been having a bad day. It had nothing to do with you. You just happened to be around his energy. And what he does is he has Starbucks cards, like $5 Starbucks cards. And he said, when something like that happens to me and I feel that I'm about to get angry at somebody, I try to turn that around immediately. I get up into those cards and I go up to that person and say, it seems like I have maybe a bad day. I just wanted to say here, have a great day, and just be thoughtful. And I thought, I'm going to try to do that. I am going to turn around when I think somebody's doing something wrong to me, like somebody flips me off. I'm just going to try to turn around and instead do something like a hi, have a nice day. Can I open your door? And I guess that's the way I think people can maybe keep it going around, right?
Yeah, pay it forward. I've always kept on me. I don't want to sound like I like to be humble, but I've always kept on me $5 gift cards for McDonald's or Burger King, and now $10 sometimes too, for when I see people that are maybe in need. Maybe not generally beggars, because I don't know what their story is, but I mean, unless I'm called to, and unless I'm called to, I will just hand them that rather than money, rather than something else. I do try and keep those in my wallet for that reason. Because when I was younger, one time I saw somebody in a Burger King, and my mom went over and handed him $10 out of nowhere. She just felt called to. And I saw that man cry, and I saw it really affect his life. And I just know sometimes it really makes a difference if you're feeling called to, use a little discretion, but yeah.
Yeah, but you know what, too? Sometimes there may be people begging, okay?
Oh
and
yeah.
and I try my best to use discernment, but on the flip side of that coin, I have to think about, yeah, use discernment, but who am I to judge
Exactly.
at the same time?
Exactly. So
Because
if something says do it, I just do it and I don't question it.
right, because if I see a mom or kids or whatever, I can't help but not. And
Yep.
then I just have to release it to the universe.
Yeah.
What do you mean release it, Dana? You mean to help them or
To whatever they decide they're using it for. I can't try to second guess or
Oh,
be in judgment of,
Yeah.
right.
That's right.
because it's not my place. I have to do whatever I'm doing with my own intention.
Yeah. I mean, it's, you know what's funny is when Pete was alive, he used to get frustrated that I would just kind of hand those out, and he, you know, well, we might need a meal one day, and we might need that. And I'm like, exactly. And I feel like if I pay it forward, it's going to come back around to me one day. That's not why I'm doing it. But I just the funny thing is now that he's on the other side, I bet he feels differently, you know, like about that sort of thing. I don't think that there's any hesitation. I don't think I've ever felt bad at all about doing it. It's once I've done it.
Can we relate stories of acts of kindness that we've witnessed?
Yeah.
That I've witnessed, or you.
No, I'm just saying that I've witnessed.
Yeah, please.
Please.
Okay, this one occurred around Canadian Thanksgiving, which is in October, and I was out and I was getting my own groceries because I have to prepare the side dishes, and I was in line, and behind me there was this couple, a man and a woman. They had 8 grocery carts filled with turkeys.
Oh.
And I said, "Oh my God!" Like, and I turned around and said, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Why do you have 8 grocery carts full of turkeys?" And his wife turned around, "Oh, my husband cooks these every year, and then distributes them to like women's shelters and like homeless shelters and stuff like that." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's so cool! Can I contribute?" And she goes, "No. It's what we do every year. Once a year, we save up and we do this, and we send it out so that people have like a really nice meal at least at this time for the holidays." And I thought, wow, that is one big kind gesture to be doing that, spending your holiday weekend cooking for others that you have no idea who they are.
Yeah. And you know, I want to talk to people about, you know, it's good that you ask and you notice. We don't notice enough around us about the good things that people are doing.
No, we don't.
We take too much time to notice about, oh, this person's bad mouthing that person, this person's doing that to this person, etc. Instead of noticing the people that are doing the nice things, the good things, to spreading good messages to the community, to making people aware of this, right? We're giving too much notice and kudos to all the negative, bad, dark things. Why is that? I know it shouldn't be that way.
Is it our culture? Or maybe, I don't know, Twitter to me is somewhere that's where I find Twitter is there's a lot of negativity you can find in Twitter. I try to stay off that platform.
So it's my hope that maybe we can change the tide a little, you know? Give people the tools to be able to want to feel better from the inside out. Because
I'm sorry, Dana. I don't know why people think. Why do you feel people? Why is their tendency to be negative? Why do you think people are doing that? I just don't get it. In my mind, it's not. I don't go on there and have to spew. Now, if my grandmother used to tell me, if you say something nice, don't say nothing at all. Just
Yeah.
keep that mouth shut. If you have something positive to say, put it out there.
I think people have a tendency to want to get in a group mentality, or sometimes they're miserable, and misery breeds contempt, for lack of better, or maybe things are going bad or dark or sad or depressed at home. And if you can get on the bandwagon and get in that mindset with other people, right, then it makes your life seem less miserable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
True. Other people, if you're down on yourself or having a bad time, if somebody else is worse, it kind of makes you feel better. It's a weird
Yeah.
dichotomy. It's like looking at a traffic accident and you can't look away.
Yeah.
But an hour later, you just feel bad and worse again.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting backflack
Yeah, I
somewhere.
hear TV.
That was probably me. I don't know, my internet's so bad. Everybody's trying to get onto Dana's program. That's probably it.
Yeah, right. I hope. But that being said, I would like to, I've noticed that channels and TV and everything else gets a lot more credit if they're going to the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
It's attention. Yeah, I don't know. It's a low vibration that I don't like. It makes me uncomfortable, but I do recall a day where it was something that intrigued me too. So it's like what JC Bear said, that it makes you feel better, or you think it's going to make you look better if someone else is not doing so well.
But I believe if people would explore their own journey a little more and their own world around them, and start seeking to feel better and get on a high vibe. I know that sounds so cheesy. I'm using it lightly, okay? But to start exploring more from the inside out, exploring falling, like you said before, falling in love with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Digging through your own pain to get to
Yeah.
the other side. Exploring, finding moments of joy, choosing to be happy, learning more about things, learning more about your own spirituality, or about whatever you want to do in that arena, okay? I'm not choosing whether it's Buddhism or it's what have you. Whatever speaks to you, no judgment. Everybody's got their own path. I believe that people would be able to feed their selves with a lot more that would stay for the duration, and it wouldn't go in waves like all the darkness and negativity.
Mm-hmm.
They would feel more creative, more challenged, more everything.
But I just want to ask the panel, do you find that when you look at some of those more controversial YouTubes that we're getting more angry at the wrong things?
Example. I mean, you don't have to say a specific one, but just give me an example.
Well, for example, and I've done this too. Let's say like some of the 90 Real Housewives stuff. We get angry at these people for their actions, but we're not, and we end up on team whatever. I'm not going to mention any names.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying with them.
But we don't seem to get angry when the things that matter, like up here, we're having a very slow rollout of the vaccine, which is delaying us. We don't seem to get angry when we see like mistreatment, when we see it on the news and so forth. We don't seem to have that same type of carry through to actually try and rectify the situation. But we can go on for hours about what so-and-so said and did on Twitter and Instagram and so forth. I'm just finding that we don't seem to be angry at the right things anymore.
I feel like
and I think
right
that
now.
also has to change.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I feel like right now, part of it may be a symptom of pandemic-itis, because so many people have been trapped and quarantined and everything else, and there's been so much crazy, chaotic stuff. I can't speak for Canadians, but in American government, on both sides, every which way but loose. And I'm not even picking a side that way. In every direction, it's been cray cray to the point where you almost feel not helpless, but you're like, what next? Right? So I think a lot of people are getting so overly involved in what's going on in Real Housewife land and YouTube land and this and that and the other that they're not picking what's the most important right in front of their face. Not everyone, but a lot of people.
It's a lot of times it's a distraction from the real issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what always it surprised me because I always grew up with, seeing or reading stories, especially in American towns that were, either devastated by weather or floods or so forth, especially during hurricane season. And you always seen like the neighboring towns and neighboring people always pulling together to help them get through.
Yeah.
So and that's how I always viewed like more of the smaller town America. And it's just that and it's kind of like, it seems very sparse nowadays. And it's kind of like, I don't know if it is really, but I don't see those stories anymore.
Well, I think they don't play a lot of it because, again, the people that are doing good for others doesn't get played as often. It's all the other stuff that you see a lot of. Every once in a while, you'll see the good, heartwarming, uplifting stuff, but they leave a lot of the things that aren't going to get as many views off. That's the truth.
Can I bring up a perfect example? And I don't know if all of you aren't from California, but here in this area, every single night almost, we are having to watch a car chase. I don't know in your areas, I'm not sure it's the same, but in LA, there is a car chase. And it doesn't go on just for a couple minutes. They go on for hours and hours. And I think, why, when something good happens, why don't they get the coverage like this? Why are we all looking at this story, watching this silly car chase for a couple of hours? But why can't they go back to maybe show a local volunteerism thing that's been happening for the homeless or the ladies with shelter? Why don't they show that? Because you're right. It seems like people are more interested in the crazy instead of just the goodness. Why are we all becoming like that? And I say we in the general term, I don't mean us, but you know what I mean.
They're afraid people won't stop to see what's going on because it's like a train wreck. You can't help but not look.
People are often also unable to or avoid emotion, where something kind evokes emotion of the heart, whereas if you see a car chase, that's an instant rush of excitement. And it catches your attention a little bit easier and more people are open to it. I just find a lot of people are closed off to their emotions and don't want to really tap in. Like if they see somebody volunteering on TV, they don't really want to think about what's going on in that environment because that's going to tug on your heartstrings. And there's a lot of that.
That is true.
And I've been guilty at when I turn on to the American news of looking at the car chase. Like, I'll admit it, there are times that yes, I will do that, but not like for a long period of time. So yeah, I've been guilty of it. Like, I'll admit it, but don't tell anybody. Okay, just keep it amongst us four. Okay.
I feel like I'm missing out. I haven't seen a good car chase since O.J. Simpson. So I don't see a car chase. Like, that just doesn't happen.
Okay, you come over into this, you just watch any channel here in California and you will see it at a nightly occurrence. Jenny, I'm no joke. No joke.
Wow. I mean, I don't see that.
I just dated myself.
Knock on wood.
But let me ask you, so could we be getting to some tea? I mean, are we a product of what is being fed in our media, in our social networks? Is this how we're taking in, because this is what we're being fed? We're being fed all this 90 days and this Bravo and all this reality TV. Are we becoming products of that environment?
Lord, I hope not.
I
That's
hope not. I
scary.
hope we can distinguish between real life and our own lives and reality TV. But it is sure fun to watch. It's a
I don't
nice
know.
break from my reality sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, we all need that escape.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think where the misnomer is reality, like the real part,
Right.
as
A
we've
lot of it.
discovered. So we all need that type of escape every once in a while. That's why I love coming on to YouTube and watching some of this, because you know what, working from home and being isolated, at first I loved it. And now it's like, I really want to be able to interact with people. And this gives me that type of, I'm going to say it gives me a little bit of high to be able to see you guys and watch Dana dance and listen to the craziness of the other people. And I enjoy it. I would never have done this a year ago.
I think
And
Pat needs to sing.
And break the copyright rules.
Yeah, I don't want to get shut down before I get started. Good, please, please, please. That's so sad.
It. Well, Dana, I got it going. It is time for some dinner around my place right now. So I so appreciate you and doing this for our channel and getting everyone together. I just love everybody, JC and Jenny. I can't get enough of you all.
Well, thank you.
Oh,
You have a
cool.
good night.
Thanks, Tammy.
And keep safe.
Yeah.
Watch the. Okay, I'm going to send you some car chase. So JC, I'm going to text it. It'll keep on Instagram. I'll be telling you when they're on. I'm going to send you a link for it. And
Cool.
Nobody will know. Nobody will know.
It'll be between us. Don't tell anyone else.
Night, Dave. Good night. Talk to you. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye. Somebody needs to sing some rock songs so I won't get in trouble. Come on. Somebody sing some R&B. Somebody sing some club mix. I thought I'd have my music straight.
You don't want to hear me sing. I'm not in the bathroom. I have bad acoustics here.
I
Really
sing, but
bad
it doesn't sound right. That'll shut you down for sure. It just doesn't sound right.
What, if you sing?
If I sing. I love to sing, though. It doesn't stop me.
Yeah, my choir days are over. And plus, I don't want to have people's dogs howling.
I don't want to wake up Billy.
Oh.
He loves to sing, yeah.
We'll have to get Billy on the thing and start going.
That was so cute today. He's almost walking. I think it's going to be any day now.
I'm sorry. Your life will never be the same.
Oh, I know. Part of me can't wait, and part of me just wants to almost knock him down.
But I'll guarantee you, your cardio will go up.
Oh, it's for sure. Oh, yes, it has on its own. Just
when they're
because
babies,
of this little guy.
You can put them in a place you know they're going to be there when you take a step back. But, ooh, honey, when they start walking, it's just nonstop.
No.
When Eden, we moved to a new house when Eden was 18 months. I'm almost embarrassed to tell the story, but I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. Kindness of a stranger. I'm going to go ahead and tell it. Kindness of a stranger. I had been up all night with Noah. It was the crack of dawn in the morning. My daughter was walking. I guess she was pushing 2 years old. She was about 2 years old. Wait! It's free!
The vibe just took over Dana completely. What? The vibe. Your vibe.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, it was free.
That was random.
Yeah, I'm random.
I know.
Anyway, Eden got out of her bed before I woke up. She was little, in a diaper, she was about 2 years old, probably, maybe a little over. And she was over 2. She had stacked books on a chair.
Oh, she's smart.
Found a pair of my heels, climbed the chair, stood on the books, got in the heels, and did the deadbolt.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
but she's smart. She's an old soul. She's done this before.
Walked down the deck, got out of the fence. Now, this was a high deck. Walked down the deck, got out of the fence, decided to walk across the yards, 2 yards, where they were building a third house. Thank God we were in a small, brand new community, where they're starting to build. And one of the builders that was overseeing the contractor saw her.
Oh, my.
And she said, I got out of the house, can't get back in.
Okay, I'm deadbolting all the doors.
So
wow.
he brings her back to the house, thank you, God. Brings her in the house to my bed. Trouble 2 ways, right? Thank God he was a nice man. And I just lost my mind when I realized what happened. And I brought a locksmith out a couple of hours later and had the kind of locks put in that you had to have a key to get in and out. And the deadbolts.
Eden.
Oh, wow.
I'm talking about the kind of deadbolts that you had to have. You know what I'm talking about. Yes, I did. Scared me half to death. But that was a very nice man.
Yes, you're very lucky. That's a nice act of kindness right there.
Very lucky.
You still have talent, Eden, because if you can do that at that age, you can do anything now.
That is horrifying. I am very, very lucky. That was a super act of kindness. Yes, yes, yes. But also, tell me how you pump up your energy, raising the vibe.
Dance every morning. Dance.
I bet you he knows that word. Dance.
If Billy, you say dancing, Billy starts dancing on the spot. He can't walk, but he can dance. He could dance at 4 months old. He has moves. I thought it was just by coincidence until I realized he was doing it on purpose. I don't know where he gets it from. I have no clue.
Are you going to teach him some moves?
I have. He's got the moves.
Just wait till he goes to his actual first dance, and you have to teach him how to slow dance so he doesn't step on anybody's toes.
Well, do you want to know what he did on his first day of daycare just recently? He's 1 year old. He's not even 13 months old yet. He went to his first day of daycare, and he taught the girls to play peekaboo. Little baby girls played peekaboo with him all day.
Oh, wow.
Where does he get this from?
Yep, he's already starting.
Mama didn't teach him that. Well, she did maybe teach him peekaboo, but not to play with all the girls.
Well, his personality is coming out.
Oh, it's out. There's no containing this. He's no. He's so funny.
Just wait till he gets older and he starts playing little practical jokes on you and so forth. It's going to be an amazing journey.
Dana, I have to and you know what? I have to sign off on accident reports on a daily basis because that's how active he is even at daycare. Oh, they're like, God. I'm like, do you have any today for me? And no one else has these problems, but I have to sign off on accident reports that he has climbed another wall or ran into another chair.
Gracious.
Yeah, so wish me luck.
Bless your heart.
Oh, you're going to have a wonderful journey. I can just tell from your voice and what he's doing. Yeah. He is going to be one of these big old gregarious guys, and with you as his mom, he'll be one of those kind ones.
Oh, thank you. I hope so.
Oh, he will.
Oh, he'll be kind. He'll be good to women. He can't help but to be.
I think he'll be good to everyone. From the sound, I think he'd be one of the ones that he's going to have a lot of friends, and when they're hurting, he'll be there for them.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh,
No, look at her.
oh yeah, you can just tell. I mean, if he's that gregarious with all these little strangers now and trying to make them laugh and have fun, oh yeah. Yeah. I don't.
Jenny, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Jenny's my friend, but she makes me want to adopt her.
Well, you know, if I'm passing through London, butter tarts, dear, butter tarts.
Well, every time you say London, I keep thinking she's in the UK, but I know she's not.
Nope.
The other ways you can get your energy up is through exercise.
Yes, that's my exercise is dancing. Because I don't like to exercise. So if it's dancing, it's my secret, sneaking it in.
Well, you know the other way I sneak it in? I mean, energy and vibe. You know what I mean? Some people say, I don't have time to exercise. Well, I'll dance, or this is crazy. I'm crazy. So what can I say? That's why I became a therapist. No. Hello, AT2. When I go to the kitchen to get my coffee, as it is pouring into my cup, I will stand at the sink and I'll do squats. Or I'll grab onto the side of the sink and stretch my back out, and then I'll push up at the sink. Do sink push-ups. You know, like little things like that.
Yeah, little things that add up. That's what I find too, that instead of like spending 30 minutes running, because that's not something I enjoy, it's those little things. And even just parking far away and walking, and like little things that you can do throughout the day to add extra energy.
I mean, you can throw in 5-minute exercises all throughout the day and get a good workout.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I end up buying, I'm not going to say the brand name because they're not a sponsor of the channel, so they don't deserve that.
But maybe they will be.
Or they could be. But one of those under the desk elliptical items, because I'm working from home and I'm at my desk in front of my computer all day.
Oh.
And basically, boom, I step on that, and if I'm in a boring meeting where I have to listen, I just go and I start cycling with it under my desk, and it gets the blood flowing and keeps me active, and you're not kind of stuck, because right now we're still in the lockdown phase, our gray zone.
Yeah.
So you really can't go anywhere. So, and I'm finding that it's helping me. I'll give a product review later, maybe, you know, a hint to some of the others in the room that want product reviews.
I mean, you can dance, but even a positive attitude or an act of kindness towards you, or more so for me, doing an act of kindness for someone else, that's a boost of endorphins for you right there. That's huge.
And it'll raise your vibe. Even just listening to music.
Yes. I was listening to a lot of music today, me and my 90s music.
And get an actual light.
Yeah.
Go outside if it's sunny. Get an actual light.
Open the windows. Yeah.
Turn on light.
But sometimes it could be as simple as taking 5 minutes and listening to your neighbor vent about the same thing. I've talked more to my neighbors this year in the elevators, or waiting for the elevators in the hallway, and just listening to them for 5 minutes. And sometimes they'll go, thanks, you know, I just had to get that out. And I said, no problem.
That's a good idea. Letting people talk. Working through their stuff. Being a good listener. Doing random things. Doing crazy things. I do that around my house, but, you know.
Eden, we need photographic proof, so,
no.
You know, just go click.
No.
Yes.
I will sue my daughter for the rest of her life.
Oh, well, I'm just suggesting.
I gave birth to her. I can put her back. Maybe not in never mind. It's a joke.
Eden's like, what?
I know. She's like, I'm confused. What did that woman say to me? I'm coming for her later. And then Stephen later, he'll go in his Danish accent, you crazy.
I want to see the picture of you sitting upside down on your couch watching TV.
She told me, What did she say? What harassing her?
Check your texts and stop harassing me.
Oh my God.
I think she's blackmailing me.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, what? Is she blackmailing me?
I'm not sure.
Oh
But
no, she's not. You're not sure. I thought she was because I was hanging upside down last night, and she looked like she was taking a picture.
Yes, we want a picture of
No.
you doing your upside down yoga.
No, that's not exactly yoga because I'm upside down on the couch.
Well, okay, you can call it Dana's yoga.
No, because gravity is not. No.
You're talking to a bear here. I know all about gravity because I am in, like, the second trimester.
No, you do not have boobage.
No, I'm trying to prevent that from happening on me. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
But ladies, it's been a pleasure. I have to drop. Bear hugs to everybody in the room.
You have a wonderful evening.
You too. Always a pleasure coming on. Always a pleasure talking with everybody. And have a great remainder of the weekend and week.
You too.
You too.
Big bear hugs. Ciao.
Big bear hugs to you.
Yes.
This is what I want to say to people out here. I would like to challenge people. First of all, I'd like to challenge you to at least DM me with some of your positive stories about strangers doing acts of kindness for you. Because I really figured we'd have more people telling their stories. Didn't you, Jenny?
Yeah, and I keep thinking of them in my mind, and I'm like, it just fills me with warmth to remember and think, well, why did that person do that for me? I have no idea, but it sure made me want to do something for someone else.
Yeah, I mean, I know there has to be a bazillion of them out there.
Oh,
and I was hoping it would get cranked up and people would just really love hearing him. There's more out there. You don't have to be scared. I want to encourage people to start writing me and to start, if you need objective advice, I'm here. And you don't have to worry about me putting your name out there. If you don't want it out there, you don't have to worry about coming on camera if you don't want to come on camera. It's all good. I will genuinely help you and just might share your question, but not your identity if you don't want to be shared. But that being said, I just wanted to put it out there as a reminder. We are a positive community. I will figure the music thing out so we can share more of it. I want it to be fun in here. I want us to be able to have community parties, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring your drink of choice.
Diet Coke.
Yeah, Coke Zero.
Yeah.
Boring. I'm boring too, but that being said, I did want it to be, more encouragement for people just to seek to raise their energy. When I said raise the roof, raise your vibe, do things that give you that feeling inside, that make your insides feel a little more upbeat, lifted. It's exercise, it's music, it's dancing, it's getting out in the light, it's laughing, it's connecting with someone that can make you laugh, finding a comedic movie, doing something good for another person, an unwanted act of kindness, paying it forward like Jenny talked about.
Yeah, have the courage to be kind. I always say have courage and be kind, but have the courage to be kind, because a lot of times people are too afraid to even do that simple step or take that simple act of kindness. Because for me in the grocery store, saying something to someone and saying hello, they sometimes give me a weird look like, why are you talking to me? So you could, you may have rejection, but do it anyway. Have courage to be kind.
If I see a mom with a baby, I always go find something about that child that is cute or adorable or funny or precious.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell the mom, because all the moms know, You always feel good when someone says something nice about your kid that's genuine. Not just some random half-hearted thing. Find something genuine to say about someone. Find something about them that's real that you can compliment them about. It won't only raise your vibe and your energy, it'll raise their vibe and their energy. Always be genuine. Don't just say, oh, aren't you nice? If I find someone and if I see a stranger and she has a beautiful shirt on that day, I'll say, that color really looks pretty on you. Your shirt is gorgeous.
Just say it. We need more of that. One time I was in Florida on vacation and I saw this lady pushing a carriage with a newborn in it, or maybe max 3 months. And I'm telling you, she looked phenomenal. And she was with her significant other. And I literally couldn't help myself, ran up to her and just said, did you just have that baby? And she said, guess why? I was like, because you look amazing. Like, I couldn't even help myself. I think, like, she was hugging her hubby after, because he's like, I told you so. I think someone needed to tell her that. And just do it. My mom's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know, but I had to tell her. She looked great.
Susan says, I have noticed all the positive people support all the positive people in these rooms. That's true.
Yep. That's how you find your tribe with your vibe.
We all support each other. It's a good point. We do. And that is how it works.
Yeah.
Just like you said.
Well, someone gives you support. You want to give it back to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's how you know someone's always got your back.
Yeah. Intentions. Yeah.
I mean, and look at Jenny, for instance. I see your beautiful picture, but you can feel Jenny's energy. You're not seeing her in real life, but you're hearing her voice, and you can feel her energy coming through her voice. Can you not, chat? And that's the whole point. She exudes this uplifted vibe, this light and energy.
I'm blushing.
Aw. But you shouldn't be. Well, maybe you should be. But I mean what I say. And you've known me just a little time. You've known me in the last, I don't know how many months we've known each other. But I mean what I say.
Yeah, I do. I believe you.
It's just, you need to be genuine with people so that they can trust that your integrity is there, and pick things about people that they know that you're being sincere with them, that it really means something when you say it to them, and make somebody stay. It doesn't have to cost a thing. And somehow it comes back to you. Don't do it because you're expecting it to come back to you. But by lifting your own energy again and allowing that light to broaden in your life, it just opens more doors. It makes your life better. And look, Jenny and I are not having pity parties. My mouth is dry. Sorry, guys. Sorry. We're not having pity parties, and we're not feeling sorry for ourselves, and we're not saying that we're some, what's the word I'm looking for? Martyrs or anything of the sort, but it's not like we haven't been through it either.
Yep.
But we have found a way to be able to choose to have some joy and choose to love people in spite of. Right,
It's
Jenny?
a choice.
It's definitely a choice.
It's a choice. Yeah.
Hello, Adam Harris. Always happy to see you in here. And not paid by Monique. Are you back? Monique, No, it's actually not Monique, it's Miriam. While you are here, if you are still here, would you like to share a random act of kindness? If you're still here, or if anybody in here would like to share a random act of kindness from a stranger before we begin wrapping things up, I would love to have you. Da 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 da. But I hope that everybody got something out of what we were trying to do. I wanted to have it more upbeat.
Oh, it's great, Dana. We're loving this. I'm loving this. I'm pretty sure everyone else is too.
Oh, good. I have a story, but it's not that positive. What do you mean it's not that positive? Did a stranger do it? Was it positive? I'm confused. What do you mean? You have a story, it's not that positive. Did a stranger do something kind, Miriam? For you? I made a huge act of kindness. It totally backfired.
And that's the thing, is sometimes it does, but have the courage to just do it anyway. Because next time, and that's going to come back to you. Good karma will come back. I mean, maybe not for that person, but for you.
Do you want to talk about it? You did the act of kindness for somebody, or they did it for you. I was the stranger who made the act of kindness to a stranger, and it totally backfired. Oh. Oh? Well, sometimes we have to use our gut and do it anyway.
That's what I mean.
Like you said.
Put good intentions out there and something.
What'd she say?
Where's the link? Do you have the link to drop?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you have to remind me sometimes.
Sorry.
I get dingbatted out.
I don't know how you do it. I wouldn't be able to do it all at the same time. That's why I'm like,
I forget I have to drop the link sometimes. People have to remind me and say, Dana, drop the link. I dropped the link. It's there.
There we go.
Is anybody out there? Is anybody coming? Who would like to come into the room?
Have you seen that movie, Pay It Forward? Who's in it?
Oh,
Helen Hunt. Is that who's in it?
Yeah, she was the mom.
Yeah, and that little boy. Oh, it's such a good movie.
I saw it a long time ago, and it just touched me.
But it just shows you how one little boy can change like so much. Hi, Miriam.
Hey. Do tell.
Let's hear about it.
I just it was going so positive, and when you first mentioned, first of all, hi to all your butterflies. I just nicknamed your followers as butterflies.
It's actually a moth. No, dragonfly.
Dragonflies. Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't go that way. Anyhow, when you mentioned the subject, I'm like, I am so burned by being kind. I know it's like, oh, you do good, it comes back to you. But I don't know. It didn't work with me that much. And I even I try to learn, because I feel like let's say you have a party. You don't need to ask me. I'm going to be your event planner. I'm going to be there. Like whatever you need, I'm going to be there, this and that. I'm that type of person. And I feel like being like that has, it's not that I expect people to do the same for me, but when they don't even do like a third or a fraction of what I've done for them, it hits me so hard. It does.
Reciprocity, is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, reciprocity.
No, I mean well, it's like I'm always like, I give, and I don't feel like I get anywhere near matched. Like when I do something, I'm genuine. Like I don't know how to be fake. I really don't. And I sometimes I wish like I was. Um, but like just recently, I'm very I even people who I don't know, when I don't see them showing up online, I start wondering, where are they? Maybe they need help or something. This is in my head. So I reached out to this person when I didn't see him active anymore, and then he was like, "Oh, that was so sweet. You're checking on me, this and that." Anyhow, long story short, like it's very mismatched. They're way younger than I am, but I felt like it was like a good friendship. It was like so fun. We were like a group of 4 people, to the point that I was worried like this kid was depressed. Like it's like the story of Le Petit Prince. I don't know if you read the Little Prince. It's like people who like you, or it's not necessarily fall in love with you, but who like you become responsible for them somehow. So I was really like, I never bought a gift for a stranger. I never. And I became like always giving advice to this person, and like I was really given a lot of time, first because I was worried about that person's state of mind, but then again it was fast and furious. Like it was like those friendships that go like you see yourself talking to that person like almost every day. And which was okay, because I don't have family here, and I have very few friends after all the politics that happened in this country now. So it was feeling good, but then i that person is in love with someone else, and then I got the vibe that it's not being like reciprocated. So I told that person, you better open up, because the same thing can mean two different opposite things. It's like I can send you a good morning. If you're in love with me, you're going to say, oh, she said good morning. But then if I'm only being your friend, it's, oh, good morning. You know what I mean? So he followed my advice, and when he didn't get the answer he was hoping for, I became the villain, because I pushed him to open up about his feelings towards that other person. And then we were a group of 4, right? So we all noticed that he was saying different things for each of us. And whenever he would tell me something, he would say, please don't mention it. And it was the same thing with the second one and with the third one. So I was extremely hurt, because it got to a point that he was calling me during my work. And I had told him, don't do that, because I cannot answer you during the day. I have to pay my bills. But he dismissed that, and he kept calling. Then I blocked him. But I thought it would get through his thick skull. But then what does he do? He starts like lying on me, saying I said bad things about his mother to him. And I'm like, how dumb can I be? If I want to say something bad about your mother, well, really, I tell you, I would tell someone else, right? But anyhow, it was like I even like on his birthday, I sent him a gift. I never in my life bought a gift to a stranger. Never.
Wow.
And then it was like just like it was a slap in my face, but by myself, because like I was like, I should know better. He's really a stranger. But then again, it's all about the situation that you're in. You become more vulnerable, and then you think that people are genuine as you are, but then they're not. Like I'm trying to I can't change because I am kind. I'm not saying that because, oh, I'm kind. No, I'm really, I like it. I feel like it's easier to be kind than to be mean. It's less energy. But because I always feel like I don't get the same, I'm starting isolating myself from in person, like interactions, because I can tell you something. Like I don't like to exaggerate, but 99.9% of people who I thought, you know, we had a good relationship and friendships. No, it's not. It's not. And this is why I'm really like COVID is. I feel like COVID is keeping me safe, kind of. But then again, online, when you meet people, then you're personable, then you like to talk and this and that. I'm a social butterfly. I really like people, and that's very against my nature. But then when you do something kind to a stranger that you never met in your life, and then he starts saying things, and to tell you the truth, I thought like the other two friends would be more understanding or at least care about how that person hurt me. And let me tell you, crickets. It's like, did they really check on me like I would check on them? Like I checked on them because all of them were going through things and I was always checking on them. Then it's like one person just destroyed the friendship of four, but then again the other two, they were not there for me like I hoped they would, you know, because they caught the other one lying too. It wasn't only me. So it's just like I don't know.
So you keep saying this person's a stranger. So
Yeah.
all these people online?
Yeah. I never met. They're in different states, all online. Yeah, but I know what they look like. I know it's not like I know what they look like and everything. But that made me like I don't know. I don't think I don't know if you noticed, but I haven't been that active like lately, and that has to do with it because I feel like I'd rather when Adam comes up, I listen. Unless I'm really mad at the housewives and I want to talk, yeah. But yeah, like no, we met through the social media thing, and it was like I we had great laughs. It's just what the soul needs, and then it totally like went like from from 0 to 180, but very negative and very fast, which I'm thankful for, because I could have like invested more time. But even if it's 1 day or 1 year, the disappointment is the same. But this time I'm disappointed with with myself. I feel like I should have like, oh, wait a second,
Yeah.
maybe just for laughs, really. But you know, but we live, we learn, and we keep learning till the day we no more.
But maybe you just have to use your gut a little more, right?
You're right. It's funny you say that, because this person, like this person that like I was worried about his mental health, this and that. First of all, I had to remind myself I'm not a doctor. Like, second, it's like when he first approached me to talk to me and asked me if I would like to be in a live with him. I don't think you know him, by the way. So it's not that young kid that we talked about last time. That kid is adorable. So just not to leave like any gray area. I was like, I always felt he was weird. So we have a common friend. So I asked this friend, I said, hey, listen, like, first of all, this not paid by Monique came out as a joke and it became something. Like I can barely have time to manage my own Instagram. So I was like, do you like is it okay? Like is he a cool dude? He goes, oh yeah. So but that wasn't my first instinct. But I went with what this common friend told me, which I don't blame him, because he's one of the nicest persons I met online. But I should have went with my gut. I should have.
Your gut will rarely ever lead you astray.
Yeah.
Your head kind of makes you. It's good to sort of think through things, but a lot of times your head will go back and forth and play tennis, and you overthink, and your heart gets involved, and your gut, that first initial gut feeling, it's important to listen to it.
Yeah. I feel like just because I lived in so many countries, it's like I don't have that childhood friend, or I don't have that high school friend, you know? So whenever I make a friend, I really invest in that friendship because I want to have a solid friendship. But,
Yeah.
in this day and age, it's very hard. It's to happen. Like, I had the first friend I made when I came to the United States. Oh my God, I thought she was my ride or die. To that point that you feel like if something happens to me, I would think she would take care of my kids. This is how much I had regard for her. And there were like, I don't know if you can call them red flags, but there were signs that I would always overlook. Let's say, oh, she's busy. Yeah, she has a big family. I don't. It's just always I put myself in a lower, I won't say category, but it's just like I'm too understanding to a
Yeah.
fault, which, I 14 years down the drain, Dana, that was rough.
Wow.
That was rough. It was rough. And it was like all of a sudden I see that she doesn't look at me the way I look at her. Um, and you would think, wow, so you think that of me, and we spent all these years together. Oh, we changed diapers together, like our kids, they grew together. And yeah, now so it's tough. And I've been nothing but kind to that friend because I loved her. Like, how can you be not kind to someone you really love? And I trusted her so much. But and when we were like I'm not gonna get into details because it's a long story, but anyhow, it was like her daughter's sweet 16, and I was there helping her like day and night. My mom was here, so it let me go help her more. And when it was time to light the candles, um, her daughter didn't include me, and my friend knew, and I was taken back by that, because if I was a stranger, her daughter should have acknowledged me. Because there was a touch of mine in that party everywhere, even their clothing. It's something I love doing because I'm creative, but then it hit me. I'm like, wow, what am I doing here? My kids are not even with me. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, how can my kids not be invited to this party? Why am I here? I just needed out. Oh, and then like it just went south because she apologized, but I felt like she didn't follow through with the apology, like making me feel like I'm important in her life. Then she made it as if like I was making everything about myself, and whatever she would remember of our friendship sounded like it was a chore, like ugh, for from her side, not from mine. Like the same experience, the
Right.
way she would recant it sounded so heavy and negative. And it was all of a sudden, I'm like, wow. It's not 14 years. I lie. It was more. It was 16 years of friendship. 16. Because her daughter was 16, and when I met her, her daughter was a few months old. So that was rough. And this is why now, like, I'm hearing you guys, I'm trying, I know, like, I did that once. I saw like there was a girl behind me. She just had 4 lemons in the. It seems like her mom sent her just to get lemons because when you don't have one
Yeah.
thing to cook. Yeah, I'm like, and I know how much. I said, okay, pay for that girl, And sometimes I do that. But then again, when you do with people and it backfires, or even with people you don't know, but you just being kind, and then they come back with you like in a very like nasty way. uh, it's uh, it's hard. Like,
Listen to your gut more, choose your battles, and the next stranger you help, let it be one that you see in person.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Yes, definitely.
But still try to keep your heart open.
But see, I never did that. But that's the thing. It's like it was spontaneous. It was like just it was that person's birthday. We wanted him to feel better, that kind of thing. So it's. Will I ever do that again? No, I would. I was guilty because I'm a single. I felt guilty. I'm a single mom. I would rather have. I'm not saying I. It was an expensive gift, but I could have treated my kids with Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and that still like rubs me off very badly because that person doesn't deserve a cent, like nothing.
Well, just send a card instead.
Well, yeah, I should have done that, right? I should have done that. You're right.
But don't waste the energy and anger now. Work through your emotions, process it, and it's all about getting through the feelings and going within yourself, processing your emotions, and it's a time for self-reflection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looking
Yeah.
at your own stuff, what you do different, what you do the same, looking in the mirror at yourself too, and about what's going on within you that makes it still hurt or affect you in the way it does.
Yeah.
Because they're still strangers and you're mad at yourself and they shouldn't have that much power now.
Yeah, no, but honestly, it's not them. It's me. And now I'm having like, because I was trying to protect myself from the people that I knew or thought I knew, you know, being kind and not having in kind treatment.
Right.
So I was like, I thought I learned something, and then I'm like, it's not really them. I'm trying like, hey, wait a second, like it was like really a relapse, maybe, I don't know. And we always have to remind when you, it's tough when you are friends with someone that has problems and you want to be there for them, but we have to remind ourselves we are not qualified for the type of help that these people need. So that's
So,
something we have to remind ourselves as well. And then I feel like, oh, I'm becoming the superficial friend. Superficial, not meaning like in disingenuous, but like maybe this day and age, this is the kind of friendship that exists because you feel like if you go deep with someone, they don't really want to talk about it. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want to hear whatever problems you're having, or if it relates with someone that they know, they really don't want to even hear it. And I feel like when someone shuts you down, I don't ask you to take a stand with me, but just hear me out. I need to talk
right.
to someone. Yeah, and I don't think, at least where I live, there is none of that.
And sometimes it is about age difference if they
Yeah.
were very young.
Well, this stranger, this last lesson, yeah, and I won't even call him a lesson, but the others, they were all like my age.
Yeah. I was aware of those, but you know what I'm saying. The
Yeah.
most recent that you bought the gift for.
Oh yeah, he's way younger. Yeah, it was like when you have a little brother.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. But no, like I like when someone like nobody ever bought me. I always wonder if the person in front of me in line will buy me coffee. No, I never had that. I wish. I love coffee. Oh my god, I don't have blood in my veins. I only have coffee, so my blood type is coffee. Yeah, yeah. I never had that. No, but I had people like open the door for me. I always like whenever someone lets me in when I'm driving. I always like say hi, thank you. Like I really thank the whoever
Yeah.
let me. Yeah, I do that kind of stuff. Yeah, I can't change that. I don't want to change that. But when it's people who you're interacting with, it's tough.
Yeah.
You have to dial back.
I hear what you're saying. And right now we're all in a tough situation, and there's going to have to be a lot of regrouping that we're going to have to do and readjusting, and people have
Yeah,
been under a lot of stress, but we do every moment and every day we have to make a new choice almost every second.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm just trying to make a personal choice of trying to look for the positive and find joy. Because, like, Jenny and I have had major loss. So I can only speak for myself that I'm starting to come out of the fog a little bit,
Yeah.
you
yeah,
know? So I'm regrouping and trying to teach people to sort of be able to amp up their vibe and their energy some
yeah,
and
yeah,
not stay stuck. You have to honor what you're feeling and work through it and not compartmentalize it because, like I said before, what you resist persists.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
So you definitely have to muddle through it so it will diminish.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like people you think they're your friends, and then they say little things that whoa, like like if I am able to make like an appointment for the vaccine, I I would think everybody would be happy for me because I'm happy for whoever can get the vaccine, right? But even my mother, like I remember when I was walking, I had two walking buddies, and I thought we were like walking buddies.
Yeah.
Then I say, "Oh, I'm hoping I can give the vaccine for my mom before she has to go back to the Middle East." Uh, then that person tells me, "Oh, but your mother, she's not a U.S. citizen. I don't think she qualifies." And then I looked at her. I said, "Well, she's not here illegally, and she's living with four U.S. citizens. So what is the point of me and my kids getting the vaccine? Let's suppose only a U.S. citizen gets the vaccine." And and she's living with me now. She came here to stay with me for 6 months, and she's not. What is the point? Isn't she endangering U.S. citizens without being protected? This is a pandemic. But then again, I'm like, it's a lot. Like I feel like there's a lot to do with racial biases in everything. I really feel like it was like a beast in the closet and came out, and it can't go back in. So even with people who are interacting, and this is why I'm really like, now I've been walking only alone. I'm not walking with anybody.
But I'm just asking that be careful when you say racial bias in everything because everybody's not like that.
Oh, I know, I get that. But I feel like even people no I think I even it's the way you were brought up. Like I don't consider myself to be racist, but there are some things that we have to unlearn what we were told or how we were brought up. So when I mention that, I don't mention that as like we all have that. We all have that. I don't mention that as like intentional, but like that person, like she is a minority as well. So I would never thought that she would say those words. She's a minority, so it's not like she's not. But even if you're a minority, you might have it can come out of ignorance maybe, but I don't like to use that word, because in Brazil, when you call someone ignorant, it's really negative. It's not like just that person doesn't know, you know. So I don't know. It's like I'm really taking a step back from everyone right now, trying just to go day by day, hoping like there's light at the end of the tunnel and people get to interact again, you know.
Yeah. And maybe it's a good time for you, and it's meant to happen for you in some ways. I hate that you got hurt, and I hear what you're saying, but maybe it's a good time for you to take time for self-healing. You get what I'm saying? Maybe you haven't taken enough time for you, and the universe is sort of allowing you to say, look, Miriam, you haven't reflected on yourself enough. You haven't used this time enough for enough self-care. You get what I'm saying? Because it sounds like you've had your hands full. You're a mom, you've got kids, you've been trying to take care of everyone around you but yourself.
But myself, exactly.
Can't give from an empty cup.
You're right. You know what? I'm so tired. I feel like I wish I had someone just like to take my words one day, just one day. It's been
it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Just breathe. It's going to be okay. You had too much, you hit a wall, and now is a time to
kindness healing.
Yeah, release that of which does not serve you any longer. And now you're figuring out what does not.
Honestly, I have no clue. I still have no clue. It's just like, it's every time, like it was like a hard age when my parents moved from Brazil and went to Lebanon. So that was a harsh change. I was 14. And then just to go to school, anything, it was always a fight. Things that people have and take for granted, like, you know, it's like I'm just exhausted, I feel. But you know, because I have kids, and you know, thank God I have, although my marriage didn't work, but I have 3 reasons to wake up every day, you know.
Yeah.
And you have 3 reasons to take care of yourself and create boundaries. One of the first things you said that caught me, and I've been guilty of it myself, and that's the only reason I noticed it, was that when you said, when someone likes you, you have a responsibility to them. You have a responsibility to yourself and what's best for you, and you need to establish those boundaries.
Yeah.
That's what I'm learning. I sound like I'm preaching, but that's what I'm learning.
No, don't say that. Oh my God, like I haven't experienced the type of loss that you did. Although, like, I feel like divorce is kind of like a death.
Divorce is just it's a huge loss. It's a huge loss.
I feel like it's a death every day, because even the friends that you had, they're gone because you don't fit the mold anymore. You know, you're not a couple. So it's like, it's hard. Yeah. I feel, I don't know. It's just people, like, I wish they were just like, they were just kind. Just be nice, you know? Just be nice. If someone hurts you, tell them you hurt me. Because maybe we hurt people without knowing, you know? Just give them the benefit of the doubt to say, hey, I didn't mean that, but I'm so sorry I did that. And I made you feel that way. Not if I made you feel that way. You know? It's so hard to hear those words even said to you. And, you know?
It's not whether or not you meant to make them feel that way. It's whether or not you did.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I can't imagine the type of loss that you both had. Like, I can't even imagine. I can imagine it's hard, but I don't know that because that's not my experience. So I don't want to like think like, oh, my problems are the biggest. It's just like, I wish like, like just true friends. This is what I really look for, true friendships. And I can't find them. It's like, it's everything. It's like just like convenience. Like, I have girlfriends. We go out, we get along, we laugh, but it's not that like, oh, what is wrong? Let me
Right.
get. No, there's.
No, it's like, how are you? Fine. Really? Are you really?
Yeah, they ask that and they want to say, yeah, I'm great. That's it. They don't want to really know, because if you try to say, oh, I gotta go, I'll call you later, kind of thing, which is, yeah. So this is why I didn't want to call you like today. I didn't want to, like, it was so positive in the beginning, and I was like, look at you guys, like, look at Shan, like, she got the guy drive her after she after she hit his car. I don't know if I would have done that, but like, oh gosh.
One thing I want to say, sorry, Dana, one thing I want to say very quickly is that because of what I've been through, and maybe you've had this too, Dana, people seem to want to, like, they don't think their own problems and their own traumas are valid because they didn't have a spouse die or a child die. But it's the same emotions, we all are human, and you're valid in your emotions and what your traumas and your what you're going through. Don't undervalue, don't I just feel like
that is so generous of you to say that. It really is.
Pain is relative to what you're going through.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree, but I don't say it, because most of the time when you say it like that, they say, oh, really?
I gotta be honest with you. I have to be honest. It would have been harder for me if Pete chose to leave me and divorce me. I don't know how that comes across to some people, but he didn't want to leave me, and that helps me.
Oh, yeah.
So divorce is just, I feel like don't undervalue the pain you're going through.
Yeah. Well, I don't regret it. It was my decision, but like, it was best for the whole family.
Right.
Yeah. But then again, even doing that, it was a very lonely journey.
It's a loss.
How long have you been divorced?
40 years now. But no, it's like my family was against it. Like, it was, when I say it was a lonely journey, I'm a trailblazer in that aspect, like almost in everything I've done. And you go into college, I'm the only one that went to college from my family, even from my village at that time. In Lebanon, nobody was going to the city, And like, usually women, they stay. Like, this is how we were brought up, So
Yeah.
that was a lonely journey as well. And it took me 13 years. Like, after 13 years of marriage, that, like I said, I can't do this anymore,
Yeah.
And, yeah. It hits you a breaking point. But thank you so much for saying that, Jenny. It's really kind of you and generous of you to say that.
I hope I make sense. I hope it makes sense. I'm trying to find the word. Like, I feel like you don't feel like you're valid in what you're feeling. And I'm just saying, a lot of people I feel like talk to, they don't want to tell me something they're going through because they're like, well, it's nothing compared to what you've been through. But that's silliness. That's just silliness.
But it is helpful to when you're feeling all these things and you're hurt by the people around you, you look at the ones that you have brought into your circle. They say we're a sum of the 5 people closest to us, right?
Yeah.
And if you take the 3 children out of your equation, or even if you put them in the equation, they belong. Look at the friends you've had in the equation, right? Have they been healthy for you? Are they real friends? If they haven't been, it's time to regroup.
Yeah.
And take this time for respite to look within, do self-care, do things that can help you just become a better you. And when I say better you, I mean self-care wise.
Yeah.
Reflection wise. What you want.
Yeah.
What you want your life to look like, what you want your friends to look like, what you want to feel like, what kind of people you need in your life. And not just think you have to help everyone that comes into your life.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to, because I know I want to as well, but then you're helping no one if you're helping everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
And you're
that was good, Jenny. Jeez, Jenny.
And you're setting the stage for your kids. Remember that. They're watching I don't know their ages, but they're watching everything you do, right? And
3 teenagers, oh gosh.
But they're still, as teenagers, if you're running yourself ragged, if you're giving yourself to people that don't deserve it, they're going to follow suit.
Yeah.
Even way into adulthood.
You know, like today you said something like, I was supposed to meet with a girlfriend for pedicure. She did not show up. And I was calling her. She would answer the phone, but she wouldn't talk. So I had the feeling what was going on. And I was worried for her safety. I was. Yeah. She had one too many. Then all of a sudden, someone calls me from her phone. And he says, hey, she's in my driveway. Were you with her? I said, no, we were supposed to meet at 5. But it seems like he goes, listen, I think she had one too many. She's been here. She just pulled in my driveway for 40 minutes. And I'm like, wow. And so the old me would have ran there to help her. But then I told him, you know what? You should call her daughter or her husband. And I don't have their numbers. I really don't. Yeah, I didn't want to get caught in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Usually I would. And that was like, I had to restrain myself from doing that. It's not that, but I made sure I kept calling till I knew that her daughter was with her. When I heard her daughter talk, because I don't know that person that talked to me, you know? But he seemed to be like a nice guy. He was trying to go through her numbers. And obviously he saw how many times I called her. And I left her message and said, I'm worried. Where are you? You know, it's not like you. But like, today I practice self-restraint in that aspect because it would backfire somehow. Maybe her family would think we were together when she was. No, I was cleaning my garage.
Yeah.
I wanted to finish my day with the pedicure, but it didn't happen.
That's a good way to raise your vibe.
I know.
Feels good. Massages. Oh. Another good way.
Looking forward to that. Hopefully tomorrow I'll do it. It didn't happen today. I was looking forward to it. It was going to be my first one after COVID hit.
Deep tissue massage.
I
haven't had one in so long.
I've never had a massage.
Jenny.
Never.
Oh God,
You've got to.
Oh, I know it.
Please go.
I'm like trying to massage my neck right now. It's like all tension and
Epsom salt baths.
Oh yes.
With
yeah.
What is the oil? You know, the different smelling oil.
The essential oils.
Essential oils.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah. And bubbles.
Yes.
That would be nice. Yeah.
Oh, I love my baths.
Raise your vibe any way you can.
True.
Oh, homemade deep chocolate brownies.
Oh. In the bathtub.
Raise your vibe.
In the bathtub with the brownies.
With the warm brownies. with the essential oil and the bubbles and the lit candles and the music. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All we would need next is, what's the best looking in the whole world? I just don't know.
See, I honestly, I love walking. I love walking. I talk to myself a lot when I'm walking, like my head. That gives me like, that lifts my spirit. I'm like, and when I can't walk, I get antsy. It's like my drug is walking.
Yoga is great. Conscious breathing. And
Yeah,
hold
that
it.
to learn. That I need to learn.
Breathe into through your nose to the count of 4.
Ooh, rose water.
Hold it.
For breathing.
Blow out through your mouth to the count of 4. Usually I would do it longer, but most people count. Inhale. I'll let the people in the chat do it. Inhale through your nose to 4. Hold it to 4. Blow out slowly through your mouth to 4. Inhale again. Hold it. Exhale. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Inhale again. Hold it. Exhale. Are you feeling more easy?
Oh, great. Yeah. That was good. That was good.
See?
Yeah.
As this community grows, I'm going to offer people as a gift from time to time, because I don't want to do it on YouTube. I'm afraid somebody might be driving and something will happen.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But as a gift, I'm going to offer certain people, I'm starting to get tired, y'all, on a private chat as a gift, guided meditation or hypnosis.
Oh, I never did that.
As the community grows. And I can do it for certain and specific things.
Well, you have a very calming voice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like half asleep
I
after
like
that.
listening to you. I really do.
So hopefully that helped everybody just...
Yeah, it totally did.
Oh, it did. It did.
Even
like
the tension in my neck.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I can see the tension off of Miriam's face immediately now.
Yes. It reflects just what I'm feeling. Really feel like I never did that. I never took deep breaths like that, one after the other. Although I know I hear great things about it, but I don't have time for this right now.
Yeah, you have to take the time.
But we have the time. We just have to repurpose it. We do have the time.
Yeah, I mean, you're breathing already.
Exactly.
That's so true, because you're right. I'm always like, I don't have time, but you're right.
Breathing.
I am breathing.
Yeah, we do have time.
Oh, Dana. Just make the obvious obvious. We're breathing.
You might as well breathe it a little slower.
Yeah. I like it.
And the only thing that's different this time is I was talking you through it.
Well, we needed that. We needed guidance. Yeah.
But on that note, I think we better wrap up. We've gone like way farther than I've ever gone lengthwise. I'm tired.
It's my bedtime.
It's my bedtime too.
I'm starting to talk over my tongue.
Oh, God.
I'm so happy all of you were here.
Thank you. Thank you for everything, Dana, and your your calming spirit now that we're all ready for bed.
Yes.
I'll go
I
put
love
on.
you all.
Yep.
Thank you for coming to Dear Dana, and I hope to see you on Wednesday when we'll talk about a more educational topic. And please, if you need advice, write to me or pop in.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Mary. Bye, Kitty.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Where am I? Good night, all. Bye-bye. And remember to like this channel, subscribe to this channel, and share if you get a chance. Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend. And here we go.